with MC Beer Explorer, and I am here at Mad Mole Brewing in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'm very lucky to have the full complement of some key team members here. I've got Ole, Martin, and Sarah. These are the two owners, and I probably butchered his name. Sarah here is responsible for some of the fantastic social media that I'm such a fan of, but she's also running front of house right now, so she may be up and down as the customer comes through. So just know that we are improvising here today. But anyway, I had just been talking to these guys about how they first started as home brewers, and now they have this wonderful enterprise today. But you guys have been officially in business for 8 years now.
Yep.
What has that journey been like from where you started to where you are now?
It's been a ride. You know, when we first opened, we were just in this section. This was the brew house.
Okay.
And on fermenters and stuff. And about the time we decided to expand, COVID hit.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which was real interesting. Yeah, kind of made it through that, and finally got everything expanded over there, and getting a lot of distribution now, getting it up and rolling. So.
Yeah. We've had some of your beers at Raleigh Beer Garden and some other places, and we really like them. What has been like a defining moment for you, Martin? Something that when you look back now, you're like, wow, we did that.
I mean, there's multiple. You know, the day we opened our friends and family night, you know, how busy it was and how people enjoyed the beer and how much our beer has grown since then. You know, COVID was hard, but we got through it. And then distribution, you know, I'm still in awe when I go to a grocery store or a bottle shop and I see the beer there, or I go to a restaurant and I see people drinking our beer. I'm still a little in awe, and even days when there are people in here and I see them enjoying themselves and having a good time, enjoying beer. It is pretty cool.
Yeah, and you guys have a great brand. The way you come across, and I know you both come from sort of a science background, or at least computer science, is sort of quirky and a little creative. Is that something that came about naturally, or is that something that you kind of did intentionally?
It was kind of, you know, when we were choosing a name for the brewery, it was a lot of the names were taken that we first came up with, and we were at dinner one night before the brewery opened. It was myself, my wife, my daughter, and Ola and his wife, and we were coming up with, you know, trying to figure out names, and my daughter actually said, "What about Mole?" The M from Martin,
right,
and the OLE from Ola, and we were like, "No, that's pretty cool." So we threw that in front of it, and just kind of went for the whole scientist thing, and that's how it came about. Yeah.
And then Sarah, of course, has had a hand in like developing that as well, with the clever social media that really drew me in. When we started doing this a year ago, going around to breweries and getting their stories. We were already going to breweries, obviously, but we just got people curious. And part of the reason is the great stuff you guys do.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm glad to hear that.
I mean, it's like cinematic. It's based on movie themes. I was telling the guys earlier that I love the Apocalypse Now. Yeah. I love the 7. What's in the box? So
that was one of my favorites too.
Yeah. How do you come up with this, and how do you put it together?
I feel like a lot of it, because the beer names themselves are so fun, that it makes it a little bit easier, because then we can come off an idea like that, and so that inspires us. But honestly, everyone in here helps. A lot of the back of the house guys will come up to me and say, "I have this random idea," and we'll just kind of start a list and see when a beer comes out. Sky, who's in a lot of the videos with Brews walks down, you probably see a lot, and they'll come up with like a little idea, and then we'll sit down and be like, okay, let's do it this way, this way, this way.
Yeah.
They have a good time with it too, so we usually just all meet up. I turn the camera on, I'm like, let's just sort it out. But they have a good time with it too, and I think that helps. Because sometimes I'll be like, this one's going to be a little absurd, do you want to do it? And they'll be like, okay. Yeah. So I'm very lucky to have them, because they're kind of down for whatever I come up with. Like Sky doing, I even saw the flash dance one. Like, we're going to pour a bucket of water on you. Is that okay? And Drew was like, yep, I want to do it. Sky was like, that's fine. And so that's the only reason that was possible, you know? Because in my head, I was like, this would be a good idea, but like, are they going to let me do it? And they're really good sports about it, so it makes it really fun.
Things I'm curious about is, I know you kind of have your staple and your flagship beers that you try to keep on the menu consistently, but she mentions the fun names. How do you come up with your beer menu, and how do you plan it, and how do you deploy?
Yeah, for the most part, we just kind of have fun with it. We look for new hops that come out to try different things, different beer styles. The names are not easy because they run out real fast. So we're constantly lists of names, and
We have to keep them PG. And,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
and make sure we don't get sued by
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
but we do a lot of IPAs because they sell well for us. That's kind of what we really like.
Mhm.
And they're fun. They lend themselves to a lot of different varieties just based on hop changes and stuff like that. So,
And we let everybody kind of have a say. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, if someone has a beer style they want to make, something that's interesting, or Dano finds hops that
Mhm.
look good, we're willing to.
and
buy.
these guys make small batches and answer all too. And sometimes they turn into large batches.
Sounds good, and we're gonna try some now,
And
so.
if you have any names that you think.
Yeah.
The more beer you have, the better the names come out.
You know, I have a communications and writing and training background, and I was like, I'm a purist. I'm never going to use AI. I'll never use, well, I've discovered, the image editing and, some of the ideas of prompts. It's a little helpful. I'm not saying you should,
Yeah.
because I like your process better, but there is always that. But you know what? I think Rebecca is a great name for a beer. It's Rebecca Mole beer. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. We know you're really busy and you've got a lot going on with the 8th anniversary celebration, which we're going to come back through so we can get some crowd reactions, check out the food trucks and all of the festivities. But that's it for now. Thanks.
We appreciate you guys too for what you do for the beer industry and for everybody, and we
Yeah.
appreciate what you do.
Well, we're doing it out of love.
Not for money.
Not a bad gig.
Are any of us doing it for money?
Good point. How do you make a small fortune in the brewing business?
Start with a large.
Start with a large. All right. Well, that'll take care of us for today. Let's get on with our flights.
Thank
you.
you.
guys.
All right, thank you.